Welcome to Awake and Activate. Today on Awake and Activate, I'm going to share part of my BQH session that was given to me on my birthday. It's pretty interesting. Now, I've cut out large sections of it, and the audio isn't as good as I would like. Because this one was done on me, and so I wasn't in my studio, so I needed to be somewhere where I could lay down comfortably. So, hopefully I've enhanced it enough where you can actually hear what I'm saying. I also want to tell you guys that during the session, in each of my hands, I was holding one of the crystals. See, when I went on the camping trip and we met up, a lot of us gave gifts to each other. And Shane from Unbiased and on the Fence, he gave us, both my husband and I, these, they were little bags. They're really like keepsake bags, and I still hold the crystals in there to this day. But the ones that he gave me, there was two in there. So I had one crystal in each hand. And I also had the pink quantum quartz that was left over after we did that. We broke the crystal ceremony and everybody took a piece home with them. So I had that next to me. And I was wearing the tangerine crystal around my neck. And the tangerine crystal disappeared. One of the crystals, the one that was in my right hand, disappeared. But I knew that one fell down into the recliner at another part of the session, where things got a little emotional and I had to excuse myself for a few moments and use the restroom, and that I thought I had snapped out of the session completely. But actually, when I went into the restroom, I was very swimmy feeling in the head, like I was in and out. So I actually really didn't snap myself completely out, which was really interesting to me. As a practitioner myself, having a session on myself, it's good to see it from that perspective of the client. And also seeing from Jenn, who is the practitioner that did the session for me, so I could see it from her side, which will be where I will be, and from the client side. Another thing that happened was when I tried to reach down into the recliner after the session was over, my daughter was wearing her class ring. She never took her class ring off. And from the night that the coroner came and gave me her belongings, that ring went straight onto my finger, and it's on my right hand and on my ring finger, and it never leaves. When I reached down into the recliner to try to see if I could retrieve the crystal, the ring came off. So now I had not only the crystal lost in the recliner, but also my daughter's ring. And I was so disheartened that that ring was gone. I mean, I couldn't find the crystal, and I did everything I could to try to retrieve these items. Well, my husband came home, and he managed to find the crystal that I dropped, that Shane had given me, and the ring, my daughter's ring. And I felt so much relief. Well, he could not find the tangerine crystal necklace. We looked everywhere. Both of us looked everywhere. Well, last night, as we were listening to the session together, and I was putting this together, enhancing the audio the best I could. The tangerine crystal necklace. I looked down and there it was, laying right there at my feet. So, all three of the items came back. I look at that as synchronicity, and because I was doubting. As I was listening, I was doubting. I was like, no, that's just me talking. The doubts that in this, will go through the client's mind also, I'm sure. But there's no way, because we searched high and low, and it was on its the suede chain, or the necklace piece that he made. It was still on there, and it was just laying there right in front of my feet. I looked down, it caught my eye really quickly. It was in plain sight. And my husband couldn't believe it. He said, I took a flashlight, I was on my hands and knees, I completely searched that area. It was not there. So, sometimes we get these things that happen, like just to, I don't know, mess with us. Or to try to get me to remove the doubt of, because I was listening to it and doubt had crept up, and then boom, there was that crystal right there at my feet. Very, very, very synchronistic. So I hope you can hear it well. You may have to adjust your volume up and down, because of my audio was not very loud. And you can hear her very clearly, but sometimes it's hard to hear me. So to hear what I'm saying, you may have to turn it up and down. And what I'll try to do is, when it's really super low, I'll try and type the answer in, or type what I'm saying in on the bottom, so you can see the ones that are actually so low that it's hard to listen to. Anyways, kind of putting myself out here in a vulnerable state, but I did cut out a lot of the personal, very, very personal things that were worked on there, and these seem to be things that could help everybody. So, here we go.
And she wouldn't get confused when she listens.
Oh,
Not confused, but this is not Andrea. Andrea.
well, thank you for clarifying that. I would still like to ask a few more questions to whomever can answer. And we were talking about spiritual gifts.
That's what I stepped in.
So what would you like to say about that?
She has problems with how she was raised. It's got her stuck. But at the same time, she can see that this is in everybody.
Mm.
That she feels like she blends into brick walls.
Mm-hmm. Was this due to being raised in a religious family?
Yes.
And so what advice would you give her then to move beyond?
Just keep moving on, yes. Keep moving on. Moving forward. And don't worry about what other people say. Remember that she was once at that stage, and look how far she's come.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she can do it. I know she can do it.
Mm. Can you explain the heat that comes out of the palm of Michelle's hands? And I experience this as well. Is it the same thing, or is it something different that's happening here between?
Hot hand is the energy that's flowing out of your hands. It feels hot, not like a burning hot.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you can use it. It's energy, excess energy built up that you've accumulated for a purpose for you to repurpose. You can use it as healing. You can use it into somebody's heart. You can use it to make your glow larger, to, without any words, to put a positive impression on others around you. There's the heated hands, an energetic exchange. And if you're the one with hot hands, you're giving your energy over for healing, or heartbreak, or trying to help somebody else.
Mm.
They still have to accept it.
Is this done with intention, or do you have to physically place your heated hands on the person?
No, you can do it from distance.
Mm.
You can do it from distance. You can visualize in your mind the person and where their pain is, and just have your hands run over that. Physically move your hands
Mm-hmm.
over what you're imagining in your mind. And the energy of healing will be released into that area if the individual accepts it.
Mm-hmm. Is that done on a soul level, or does it have to be like a conscious acceptance, or?
No, you can go higher self to higher self.
Mm.
You don't have to ask. You could let your higher self talk to their higher self. And they, as an individual, can reject it. Their higher self will still accept
Mm-hmm.
it's partial to give them some relief in your service to others. Shows your beautiful heart.
Mm. So if they reject it, then what happens to the energy? Where does it go?
It's already been sent out to do good.
Mm.
So it will go on to the next, until the next, until the next. Until the energy that is sent out is dissolved out into positive,
Mm-hmm.
loving light.
Thank you for that explanation. Can you tell me, it seems as though Michelle's being looked out for and experiencing kind of synchronistic good fortune. Can you tell me about that and how this is happening for her?
Although she struggles, there are a lot of, think of a better way, it's like a pendulum. Think of a pendulum swinging. she's had her pendulum swung really hard in one direction.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the pendulum's going to swing just as hard back the other direction.
Mm.
And then it will slowly balance itself out into the center.
Mm.
So when something happens that swings that pendulum over, she then looks at it that she's being looked out for,
Mm-hmm.
but actually either her heart has been broken, physically injured, something has happened, but she never blames anybody. She's always forgiving
Mm-hmm.
and moves on and forgets and doesn't think about the pendulum. She doesn't know about the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes the same with people who put themselves out to service others.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just give somebody money or services
Mm-hmm.
and think you're going to get something in return.
Mm.
It's where your heart is.
Mm.
Are you doing this because you love people? Or are you doing this because you expect something in return?
Mm-hmm.
It's from expecting something in return. What you're doing is in vain.
Mm.
Go follow your heart. Be in service to others is the most beautiful thing ever.
Mm.
Love those that are the hardest to love.
Mm-hmm. Mm, that was beautiful. Thank you. Well, Michele seems to really have the desire and the heart to be in service to others, but she seems to be attracting some negative energy from certain people. And I'm wondering, does that serve a purpose? And, how is this happening to her?
Some people come in to play different roles.
Mm-hmm.
And they have more distance from source.
Mm.
Maybe referred to as vampiric energy vampire, something. They're really not energy vampire. They just have such a distance source that where you shall like have moments with source of God, me, with
Can you
higher
repeat
self,
that? I couldn't understand. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
where you and Michele have times where you spend time connecting
Mm-hmm.
with God, with Source, Gaia,
Mm-hmm.
higher self. These other people don't have those, what they chose when they came in.
Uh-huh.
So they're attracted to the light.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a jealousy
Mm.
because they feel deprived because they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But we are always able, always have opportunity. Same we, I mean, like you and Michele have the, you can change your mind. You have free will,
Mm-hmm.
and so do they.
Mm-hmm.
So they can change that contract with you.
Mm.
If they truly desire, you go break So, but mistreating others is not helping them to break through.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Well,
saying, fake it till you make it.
what is the best way to handle these situations? I'm sure having compassion for them would be the best way, but how can one do that when they're feeling, hurt by the things these people do?
Walk away.
Mm.
You have the choice. You don't have to be around these people.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't treat you right, walk away. Life is short. You're here for a purpose. You're here to grow and expand. You don't have to keep repeating the same lesson
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over.
Yeah, sometimes it seems that way. Would it be beneficial to send them like love and light, energetically, or just completely ignore?
You can send them always unconditional love,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't always have to like what they're doing. So
Mm.
walk away, but
Mm-hmm.
unconditionally loving them.
Mm.
Otherwise, you hold yourself back.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you want Michele to know now, or are there any other beings that would like to come forward with a message? Is there anybody with a message for Michele? She could help facilitate that.
Just keep pressing on. We're smiling. Just keep fighting their way through. So many of you waking up to your abilities makes us so happy. More and more every day. And just like the pendulum, it will get to a point where on the conscious level that you will have a conscious decision on a subconscious level, and 5D will appear.
Mm.
It's just you gotta be patient. With the patience, more people will become. And it's just as simple as respect and unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And you will go in to 5D. It's just that simple.
Mm.
But she's yelling at me hard. And it's hard, it's not that simple. We see it from a different perspective. I am her, but not of now, but I know, and she should feel rest assured that if I'm here, that she makes it. So don't stress, don't worry.
Mm. Can she communicate with you whenever she wants to?
Yes,
What would be the best way to do that, or does she already know how?
she already does.
Yeah, and she hears your communications back to her.
Yes, and she has some guardians. She
Mm.
has some male guardians. They're the Serapim Metatron, keeper of knowledge. He brings her lots of knowledge, wisdom,
Mm.
and Andrea helps with their physical well-being,
Mm. The Pleiadian.
creating, and the Andromedans.
Mm.
They are keeping an eye out also
Mm-hmm.
and helped with getting her to and from the healing bed when she was a little girl,
Mm.
back into the car. So she would wake up in the car safe and go home.
Is there a certain mission or purpose or something that Michele needs to be working on? Or, I mean, I know we're all important, but it seems that she's so connected to the Pleiadians and other groups like that. And I'm just wondering if that is for a purpose or.
She volunteers, and then there's a selection.
Mm-hmm.
She was selected. We keep an eye on her. As for any other, just to help lift others up, to get out of the cycle
Mm.
and raise the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Expand and learn and grow, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And so, what is the best way to help people expand and grow and raise the vibration?
It could be just like we talked about with hot hands,
Mm-hmm.
extending that energy out. Start with visualizing the person. If you know somebody in pain, and rubbing your hands or having your hands go over, not even touching the skin. Because the energy is shooting out of your hands. If that is not somebody, you don't have someone in mind, I can't imagine somebody,
Mm-hmm.
then expand it around yourself to make yourself bigger. So your light and your energy is bigger.
Mm-hmm.
When you're walking and people walk through your field, they feel it and it can start a wake up within them
Mm.
or change their day. And smile to their face, a little joy without you saying anything but a hello.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything that we need to do to stay in a higher vibration? Like, what if Michele's having a bad day or, having a tough time? Does that lower one's vibration or?
No. You need to look at vibration as a scale, up and down, up and down. Just like the pendulum,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. Well, really, really bad day Michele had was she found out her daughter died. That pendulum shot to the side very high. She was traumatized and shocked. Now, does that mean her vibration went down? Not necessarily, not in the way that people think. People gauge things differently than how we see them.
Mm-hmm.
There was an event.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't have a reaction to that event, I would be more concerned.
Mm.
So, to worry about staying at a high vibe is you're putting too much burden on yourself. It's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen in life that are not in your control.
Mm-hmm.
It's your heart. It's where your heart is. You will always return to your highest vibration. You will constantly expand from high to higher highs. You're going further than 5, you're going to 7 to 9 to 12. If you don't stay there, the pendulum goes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
When you make the move to 5D, it'll be same 3D. But the new normal will be 5D.
Mm.
So there will be less of the suffering. It won't be as bad.
Mm.
But it will still have duality.
Mm.
Because there'll still be learning and growing and expanding.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't don't put pressure on yourself. It's a burden you don't have to carry.
Mm-hmm.
You're designed perfectly. You're right exactly where you need to be. Beautiful.
Thank you. Some people do try to link vibration to mood or emotion. And so I just want to make sure I'm understanding this. You're saying that your vibration is linked directly to your heart?
Your soul.
Okay.
And your soul sits on the throne of your heart. And it connects into your mind. So if you're having a bad day and somebody's next to you, with low vibration, I'll be around you. They don't know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's really not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you are reaching levels that are beyond 5, 7, 9, 12. But then know that something could happen and it could pull you down and you could be sad and it's just it's not gauged the way that people think.
Mm. Thank you so much for clarifying that for me.
So there you have it. Um, as a part of my practice, I will be recording the sessions, and I see now the value in recording the sessions and allowing the client to listen back to them as often as they would like. Sometimes, if you have such an amazing session, or if you will allow me to, I would be honored to have your sessions put up for others to see, especially if there's messages that are beneficial to other people. But that will be on the other website. Awake in the Dream, I believe, is the one that I will be using for BQH sessions. But even if you volunteer to have your session put out, I'll never show your face, and I will protect your privacy and your anonymity. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about myself. And I also learned that I need to stop doubting myself and questioning myself. And we're doing the work. We're already doing it by being. And to find out that some of us are reaching levels, that are beyond 5 was really something new for me to wrap my mind around. And so, but it sounds like it goes up and down, just like an instrument has low notes and then it has high notes. Our frequency will, it will go back up. It'll go up and down, but it will be the highest level that we've reached. We will be able to reach that level again. Now, when we dwell on things or hold grudges and things like that, that's where we can stumble ourselves up. So what did you guys get from it? Be kind though, because this was I was in a very vulnerable state by being under and not really knowing what I was saying, and I didn't even remember this part of the session, so it was very interesting to listen to. On that note, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon.